Thank you, Senator. Representative Betancourt.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Members, in 1972, I became a naturalized American, and I immediately registered to vote. I was no longer a second-class citizen. I could fully participate in this experiment we call democracy. I have cast a vote in every single election since. I love freedom, and I love to participate. I represent a lot of people just like me, people who came to this country and embraced the freedom what America represents. Our form of government protects the right of individuals to express themselves, and there is no voice more powerful than the vote of a citizen. I deeply believe that every vote should count. That's why I became involved with the League of Women Voters and served as its president in Dade County. I worked diligently to ensure that our elections were free from fraud. And that's why I am sitting here today, to ensure that every vote counts. Senate President John McCain recently stated, "The potential that Florida voters were disenfranchised in the presidential election is too great for us not to take the steps necessary to determine if this has happened and the causes." And I agree. That's why we need to count the votes. In Miami-Dade, my home county, there are still 10,000 votes that have never been counted. 10,000 votes banished by the machine. That's the voices of 10,000 citizens that are being silenced. 10,000 disenfranchised people. Those are my constituents and your constituents. We should take every action to ensure the voices of those citizens are heard, their rights protected, and their will respected. We should not allow intimidation to stand on the way of democracy. In 1994, when I first ran for office, I was approached by absentee ballot brokers who told me that they could get me elected. I was again approached during this last election. Each time I told them, no thanks. I trust the voters. When it comes to absentee ballots, Miami-Dade is the fraud capital of the state. If we're going to address voting irregularities, I believe it would be appropriate for this committee to look into this issue, voter fraud and absentee ballots. It is interesting how the world is watching democracy in action. We today are representatives of what is right about our great country, the will of the people rules, and people are truly charged with electing our leaders. This process is moving along. The only reason for the legislature to get involved is to serve as a backdrop to ensure that Bush becomes president. Even if Al Gore is proven to have more votes in Florida, that's the wrong way to go. And that's not where we're supposed to elect a president. I believe if the legislature takes any action that cuts off the people's role in the process of electing a president, then we should show that we have lost faith in will of the people. We value liberty. I agree with my colleagues. We don't have tanks in the streets. Maybe we have a satellite or two. But those trucks are outside because that's what we're all about, a free society, and we have a free and unbiased press. Because of this, I strongly question any action that would take away the people's vote and rob them of the representation in the electoral process. The right to vote is a right to participate, it's a right to speak, it's a right to be heard. In other countries, those who have guns have the power. In our country, those who have votes have the power. And I learned early that el poder del voto es el arma más fuerte. The strong arm in democracy is the vote, not a gun. In 1994, I had the opportunity to visit the World's Fair in Spain. And I remember visiting the pavilion of the United States, and each country showcased the thing they were most proud of. Well, the United States exhibited the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. Visiting that exhibit was really a moment, an inspirational moment for me, because that's exactly what we are most proud of, our values, not anything tangible, but a philosophy. These documents are the foundation of our democratic principles. They say who we are. The corner of our democratic values is the right to vote and the right for your vote to be heard. In conclusion, this committee has the opportunity to demonstrate the entire world that in America, your vote is sacred. But having that vote accurately and fairly recorded is key to securing the blessings of liberty. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Representative Cantons.